There was always a split second before the smile arrived, a tiny flicker the palace cameras kept catching no matter how polished the event looked from the outside. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, could deliver the perfect humanitarian speech, the perfect wave, the perfect carefully rehearsed expression, but every so often the mask slipped for just long enough to expose something colder underneath. And once people started noticing those moments, they could never unsee them again. From the very beginning, Meghan Markle understood the power of imagery better than almost anyone entering the royal family in modern history. Every entrance felt choreographed. Every public appearance carried cinematic framing. The lighting, the wardrobe, the hand placement, the emotional tone. Everything projected the image of a modern, compassionate duchess stepping gracefully into an ancient institution that desperately needed freshness and humanity. For a while, the strategy worked brilliantly. Millions of people across the United States and Britain viewed Meghan Markle as a glamorous outsider, bringing emotional intelligence into a monarchy often criticized for being distant and overly rigid. But the problem with constant public visibility is that eventually the cameras capture the moments nobody planned for. And one of the very first moments that triggered serious discomfort among royal watchers happened before Meghan Markle had even officially become a working royal. The world was watching the royal wedding with almost unbelievable excitement. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had become the center of global attention. Windsor Castle looked immaculate. The dress was flawless. The carriage procession was waiting outside. Then, as Meghan Markle stepped from the bridal car, a palace aide moved carefully toward the gown and veil, simply trying to adjust the fabric before the future Duchess walked into St. George's Chapel. What happened next lasted only seconds, but the footage spread everywhere. Meghan Markle sharply brushed the aide away with visible irritation, and the palace staff member instantly froze in place. No smile, no acknowledgement, no brief gesture of appreciation. Just a cold dismissal caught in crystal-clear detail while billions of viewers watched around the world. Now ask yourself honestly for a moment, if that had been a single, isolated incident happening under extreme wedding pressure, would audiences still remember it years later? Probably not. But what made the moment powerful was what happened afterward. People began revisiting old footage, old ceremonies, old interactions, and suddenly the wedding clip no longer looked accidental. It looked like the beginning of a recognizable pattern. That pattern became even more uncomfortable during Meghan Markle's early royal outing with Queen Elizabeth II in Cheshire. Royal protocol surrounding the late Queen was among the most carefully observed systems inside Buckingham Palace. Who enters first? Who walks first? Where people stand? Where people sit? All of it mattered deeply because monarchy survives through visible hierarchy and ceremonial order. Meghan Markle had reportedly received extensive preparation before the appearance. Yet when the royal car arrived, Meghan Markle moved toward the vehicle ahead of Queen Elizabeth II herself, creating a visibly awkward moment where the monarch had to pause and gesture for Meghan Markle to enter first instead. The late Queen handled the moment with composure, but the public reaction was immediate because the contrast between the two women felt striking. Queen Elizabeth II appeared disciplined, calm, and instinctively respectful of royal structure. Meghan Markle appeared impatient and casually dismissive toward traditions that had defined the monarchy for generations. Supporters defended the incident as nervousness or cultural misunderstanding. Critics saw something else entirely: a woman who already behaved as though institutional rules applied more heavily to everyone else than to her. And this is where the emotional tone surrounding Meghan Markle began changing permanently among many royal observers. Because the incidents kept building. At formal palace engagements, Meghan Markle repeatedly appeared uncomfortable with the rigid, ceremonial posture expected from senior royal women. Catherine, Princess of Wales, followed those traditions carefully. Princess Diana had famously adapted herself to them. Queen Elizabeth II embodied them almost instinctively. But Meghan Markle often carried herself with a dramatically more casual energy during highly structured events, crossing her legs informally beside the monarch, shifting posture during ceremonial appearances, and projecting a visible impatience toward the institution's controlled discipline. On the surface, these moments sounded trivial, almost ridiculous to criticize individually. But monarchy is built almost entirely on symbolism, and symbolism becomes emotionally powerful once audiences begin interpreting behavior as intentional rather than accidental. Then came the Buckingham Palace balcony moment that many royal commentators still reference today. Trooping the Colour remains one of the monarchy's most carefully choreographed public ceremonies, a visual demonstration of discipline, continuity, and institutional unity. Royal family members stand facing forward while RAF jets pass overhead in military formation. The cameras capture every movement, every glance matters. Yet during the flyover, Meghan Markle turned around mid-ceremony and began speaking casually while the rest of the royal family remained fixed toward the display. Prince Harry immediately noticed the mistake and appeared to quietly correct Meghan Markle on camera, prompting Meghan Markle to turn back toward the crowd. Again, the footage itself lasted only moments, but audiences noticed something important inside that interaction. Prince Harry did not look amused. Prince Harry looked tense, almost instinctively aware that another uncomfortable public clip had just been created in real time. And once viewers sensed that even Prince Harry occasionally appeared forced into damage control mode beside Meghan Markle during royal appearances, public interpretation of the Sussex dynamic began shifting dramatically. Because the question was no longer whether Meghan Markle struggled with royal protocol. The question became whether Meghan Markle respected the institution enough to genuinely care about following it at all. And what happened next would push that conversation far beyond awkward ceremonial mistakes into moments that many critics believed revealed something much deeper about Meghan Markle's relationship with staff, strangers, and even Prince Harry himself. So before we break down the incidents that caused some royal commentators to openly accuse Meghan Markle of treating people like props inside her own public narrative, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the next series of clips completely changed how millions of viewers began interpreting the Duchess of Sussex behind the palace smile. By the time Meghan Markle and Prince Harry appeared on the Buckingham Palace balcony for Trooping the Colour, something subtle but unmistakable had already started changing in the public mood. The excitement surrounding Meghan Markle's arrival inside the monarchy was still enormous, but viewers were no longer watching only for glamour, romance, and fairy tale symbolism anymore. Audiences had started watching for reactions, for body language, for tiny unscripted moments that revealed how Meghan Markle behaved when royal structure interrupted personal instinct. And during one of the monarchy's most disciplined ceremonial displays, the cameras captured a moment many royal watchers still describe as quietly revealing. As RAF jets thundered above Buckingham Palace in perfect formation, the royal family remained facing forward in respectful silence, following the rigid choreography expected during one of Britain's most symbolic national traditions. Then Meghan Markle turned around mid-ceremony and began speaking casually while the rest of the balcony remained focused outward. Prince Harry immediately reacted, appearing to issue a quick corrective gesture before Meghan Markle turned back into position. On paper, the incident sounded minor, almost absurd to analyze, but visually, the moment told a much bigger story because Prince Harry did not look playful or relaxed during the exchange. Prince Harry looked tense, almost instinctively aware that another awkward clip was unfolding live in front of millions. And once audiences noticed Prince Harry repeatedly stepping into subtle course correction situations beside Meghan Markle during royal events, the emotional interpretation surrounding the Duchess of Sussex shifted dramatically. Because the growing criticism was no longer only about royal protocol itself. The criticism became psychological. Royal commentators began asking whether Meghan Markle fundamentally viewed the institution as something deserving respect, or whether Meghan Markle viewed royal traditions mainly as inconvenient stage directions interrupting her own natural performance style. That distinction mattered because monarchy depends entirely on visible discipline. Queen Elizabeth II understood that instinctively for 70 years. Catherine, Princess of Wales, adapted to it carefully. Prince William, the future king, lives inside that discipline almost automatically. But Meghan Markle often appeared visibly resistant to surrendering personal spontaneity in service of institutional presentation. Then came another moment that intensified the conversation far beyond ceremonial awkwardness. During a public appearance captured heavily online, Meghan Markle appeared to sharply push Prince Harry's hand away in front of cameras while maintaining a visibly cold expression. The footage spread rapidly because viewers immediately focused on the emotional dynamic between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle rather than the event itself. Critics described the interaction as controlling. Supporters defended it as overanalyzed body language. But what truly fueled the backlash was the expression on Meghan Markle's face during the moment. There was no visible warmth, no playful tension, no brief shared smile afterward. The interaction felt abrupt, corrective, almost managerial in tone. Now ask yourself honestly for a moment, if Prince Harry had publicly swatted Meghan Markle's hand away with the same visible irritation during a royal appearance, would audiences have dismissed the clip so easily? Probably not. And that is precisely why the footage exploded online. The public suddenly began reassessing the emotional balance inside the Sussex relationship itself. Prince Harry, once viewed as the rebellious, confident prince reshaping royal life on his own terms, increasingly appeared subdued beside Meghan Markle during tense public interactions. And once that perception enters audience psychology, every future clip starts reinforcing the same narrative, whether intentionally or not. But the incidents involving Prince Harry were only part of the growing controversy. Some of the strongest backlash against Meghan Markle emerged during moments involving ordinary people simply trying to interact with her. At a wedding celebration in Jamaica, cameras reportedly captured Meghan Markle dismissing a waiter with a cold flick of the hand without making eye contact or verbally acknowledging him. Again, defenders argued the clip lacked context, but critics focused on the contrast between Meghan Markle's humanitarian public image and the visible lack of basic warmth during casual interactions. A polite smile or brief, "No thank you," would have instantly softened the moment. Instead, the dismissal appeared sharp, detached, and impatient. And the deeper problem for Meghan Markle was that these moments never existed in isolation anymore. Every new clip automatically revived previous clips. The wedding aid, the Queen Elizabeth car moment, the balcony correction, the public hand swat. Audiences began constructing a behavioral pattern in real time. And once viewers emotionally believe they are seeing a pattern, perception becomes incredibly difficult to reverse. That perception intensified even further during Meghan Markle's Nigeria visit, when a brief verbal interaction triggered major online backlash. A teacher attempting to engage Meghan Markle during a school event was reportedly met with the words, "Don't talk to me." A clip that detonated across social media because for the first time critics believed they had audio evidence matching the cold body language moments people had debated for years. Whether contextualized fairly or unfairly afterward, the damage happened instantly because audiences emotionally connected the clip to every previous controversy already sitting in public memory. And perhaps the most devastating part for the Sussex brand was the growing accusation that Meghan Markle's warmth seemed strongest only when cameras fully served her narrative. Because the moment unplanned interactions disrupted choreography, facial expressions often appear to change dramatically. Royal commentators repeatedly pointed toward Fiji footage, Nigerian footage, charity appearances, and public walkabouts where Meghan Markle's smile allegedly vanished the second attention shifted away from her preferred framing. Critics describe the transitions as the mask slipping. Supporters call the criticism obsessive and unfair. But the footage itself kept circulating, and repetition always shapes public psychology more powerfully than isolated incidents. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued projecting the exact opposite emotional image during royal engagements: calm, patient, measured, and institutionally disciplined even during moments of intense scrutiny. And the sharper the contrast between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Meghan Markle became visually, the more brutal the public comparisons grew. Because eventually the story stopped being about etiquette entirely. The real question became whether Meghan Markle genuinely cared about service, tradition, and the people surrounding royal life, or whether Meghan Markle mainly cared about controlling the image projected through the camera lens itself. And the next series of moments involving veterans, charity workers, and even Queen Elizabeth II would push that debate into far more explosive territory. So before we break down the incidents many royal commentators believe permanently damaged Meghan Markle's public image beyond repair, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the next clips transformed online criticism into something far more personal and far more difficult for the Sussexes to contain. By the time Meghan Markle and Prince Harry began appearing regularly at international events outside the rigid structure of Buckingham Palace, the criticism surrounding Meghan Markle had evolved far beyond complaints about royal etiquette or ceremonial protocol. The public conversation had started becoming emotional, almost psychological, because viewers were no longer simply reacting to isolated moments anymore. Audiences believed they were watching a consistent pattern emerge, a pattern where Meghan Markle appeared warm, polished, and deeply compassionate whenever the spotlight aligned perfectly with the image being projected, but noticeably colder and more impatient the moment real human unpredictability interrupted the performance. And one of the moments that intensified that perception most dramatically happened during a wedding event in Jamaica. The interaction itself lasted only seconds. A waiter approached Meghan Markle with a tray of drinks during the celebration, performing a completely ordinary hospitality gesture that would barely register under normal circumstances. But the cameras captured Meghan Markle dismissing the waiter with a quick hand flick while barely acknowledging his presence at all. No smile, no eye contact, no visible courtesy. On its own, the clip could easily have disappeared into the endless chaos of internet overanalysis. But by this stage, Meghan Markle's public image was already carrying the weight of multiple previous controversies, and audiences instantly connected the footage to every earlier moment involving staff, public interactions, and visible irritation caught on camera. Now ask yourself honestly for a moment, why do certain celebrity clips vanish instantly while others spread across social media for weeks? Because people are not reacting only to the action itself. People react to what the moment appears to confirm emotionally. And increasingly, viewers believe these clips were confirming something they already suspected about Meghan Markle's relationship with ordinary people standing outside the carefully managed Sussex narrative. That perception became even more damaging during Meghan Markle's Nigeria visit, where a brief interaction with a teacher exploded online almost immediately after footage circulated publicly. According to critics, the teacher attempted to engage warmly with Meghan Markle during a school appearance, only for Meghan Markle to respond with the now infamous phrase, "Don't talk to me." Whether supporters later argued the clip lacked full context almost no longer mattered because the public reaction happened emotionally before factual clarification could catch up. Audiences heard the words and instantly connected them to years of previous footage showing cold expressions, dismissive gestures, tense body language, and visible impatience during public events. And that is the moment the criticism surrounding Meghan Markle became much more dangerous. Because once people begin believing the cameras are exposing the real personality hidden underneath public branding, every future appearance becomes a kind of emotional investigation. Viewers stop watching casually. Viewers begin searching for slips, inconsistencies, facial changes, micro-expressions, moments where the performance cracks for half a second before composure returns. And some of the footage from Fiji pushed that suspicion into even more uncomfortable territory. During a market tour in Fiji, Meghan Markle initially appeared relaxed, smiling, and fully engaged with the crowd. The atmosphere looked ideal for Sussex public relations imagery. Then, according to viewers analyzing the footage online, Meghan Markle's expression shifted abruptly after someone moved into her path. The smile disappeared instantly. A grimace appeared. Critics even described a visible hiss directed towards someone nearby before Meghan Markle quickly resumed the public-facing composure expected during the engagement. Again, supporters dismissed the analysis as obsessive. Critics called it revealing. But what mattered most was the growing accumulation effect. Every new clip made old clips feel more believable. And perhaps the most emotionally damaging moments for Meghan Markle involved interactions around children and humanitarian settings specifically, because those environments sat directly at the center of the Sussex brand itself. Meghan Markle consistently positioned herself publicly as a compassionate advocate for women, children, mental health, and vulnerable communities. Yet several royal commentators repeatedly pointed toward footage where Meghan Markle's facial expressions around children appeared visibly tense, detached, or impatient when the cameras lingered too long between staged photo opportunities. One particular royal engagement in 2019 generated intense online discussion after multiple photographs appeared to capture Meghan Markle standing among children with an expression critics described as cold and visibly uncomfortable. Supporters argued the still images froze random mid-second moments unfairly. But once again, the larger issue became pattern recognition. Audiences had already spent years watching footage they believed exposed flashes of irritation and emotional detachment beneath the polished humanitarian image. And the deeper this perception spread online, the harsher the comparisons with Catherine, Princess of Wales, became. Because Catherine, Princess of Wales, built her royal reputation almost entirely through visible patience, controlled warmth, and calm emotional consistency during public engagements. Whether speaking with children, greeting hospital staff, or participating in military ceremonies, Catherine, Princess of Wales, rarely appeared visibly irritated even during overwhelming public attention. The contrast between Kate Middleton's composed restraint and Meghan Markle's increasingly scrutinized expressions became one of the defining emotional battles inside modern royal commentary. Then came the Invictus Games controversy that many critics believe permanently damaged Meghan Markle's compassionate public figure image. During an interaction involving disabled athlete Audrey Abreu, footage appeared to show Meghan Markle grabbing and repositioning the handles of the athlete's wheelchair without warning in order to adjust positioning for cameras and conversation flow. The athlete's startled reaction immediately intensified criticism online because viewers interpreted the moment not as supportive engagement, but as Meghan Markle physically rearranging another person to improve visual framing. Whether intentional or not, the footage became devastating for Sussex optics because it visually contradicted years of branding centered around empathy, dignity, and respect. And perhaps that is the core reason these clips continue haunting Meghan Markle years later. Not because every incident alone appears catastrophic, but because together they construct a narrative many viewers now find difficult to unsee. A narrative where public compassion sometimes appears highly performative while private impatience leaks through whenever control slips slightly away from the camera-ready version of events. And the next chapter of the story becomes even more explosive because the moments involving Queen Elizabeth II, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and the Netflix curtsy reenactment transformed criticism of Meghan Markle from awkward public behavior into accusations of outright disrespect toward the monarchy itself. So before we break down the incidents many royal commentators believe permanently shattered Meghan Markle's relationship with traditional royal audiences forever, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the final section changes the emotional meaning of every clip that came before it. What finally pushed the backlash surrounding Meghan Markle into truly explosive territory was not another awkward public interaction, not another tense expression caught by palace cameras, and not even the growing comparisons with Catherine, Princess of Wales. The real turning point came when critics began arguing that Meghan Markle's behavior no longer looked merely impatient or controlling, but openly disrespectful toward the monarchy itself, including Queen Elizabeth II, the very woman who had welcomed Meghan Markle into the institution at one of the most historic moments in modern royal history. And once that accusation entered public consciousness, the emotional tone surrounding Meghan Markle changed permanently. One of the moments that fueled the shift most dramatically happened during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations at St. Paul's Cathedral. By that stage, relations between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were already visibly fractured. The seating arrangements themselves reportedly reflected that tension. Cameras tracked every glance inside the cathedral because audiences knew they were watching a royal family emotionally divided in real time. Then Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, entered the ceremony, and cameras immediately captured Meghan Markle's reaction. Viewers expected at least some visible acknowledgement, even a brief diplomatic smile considering the historic significance of the event honoring Queen Elizabeth II's 70-year reign. Instead, critics focused on Meghan Markle appearing visibly cold and deliberately detached as Prince William and Catherine passed nearby. The moment itself lasted seconds, but online analysis exploded afterward because royal audiences emotionally interpreted the interaction as symbolic. Queen Elizabeth II's Jubilee was supposed to transcend personal drama. Yet many viewers believed Meghan Markle looked unwilling to suspend visible hostility even during one of the monarchy's most sacred public moments. Now ask yourself honestly for a moment, if Catherine, Princess of Wales, had displayed the same visible coldness toward Meghan Markle during an internationally televised royal service honoring Queen Elizabeth II, would public reaction have been forgiving? Probably not. And that imbalance intensified criticism toward the Duchess of Sussex even further. But the truly devastating comparison emerged during the Windsor Castle walkabout involving Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle following Queen Elizabeth II's death. The atmosphere surrounding Windsor Castle that day carried extraordinary emotional weight. Britain was mourning. The royal family stood visibly united before the world despite years of public conflict. For one brief moment, audiences hoped the tragedy surrounding Queen Elizabeth II might soften the fracture between Prince William and Prince Harry publicly. Yet viewers immediately began analyzing the body language between Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Meghan Markle during the walkabout itself. Critics accused Meghan Markle of aggressively competing for public attention rather than moving with the calm, measured restraint expected during a mourning event. Royal commentators pointed specifically toward Meghan Markle reaching quickly toward crowds, initiating handshakes rapidly, and appearing visibly focused on commanding attention from cameras and spectators. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, maintained the composed, disciplined posture audiences had come to associate with the future queen. The visual contrast became brutal online because the two women appeared to represent completely different philosophies of public duty. Catherine, Princess of Wales, moved through the event with controlled solemnity centered on Queen Elizabeth II's legacy. Meghan Markle, according to critics, appeared focused on emotional visibility inside the frame itself. And once again, the issue was not one isolated movement. The issue was accumulation. Every previous controversy surrounding Meghan Markle's body language, public interactions, and visible impatience now flowed into the Windsor footage emotionally. Audiences were no longer asking whether Meghan Markle occasionally made awkward mistakes. Audiences increasingly believed Meghan Markle fundamentally approached monarchy as performance, while Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, approached monarchy as responsibility. Then came the Netflix curtsy reenactment, the moment many traditional royal supporters believe permanently destroyed any possibility of reconciliation between Meghan Markle and large sections of the British public. Inside the Harry and Meghan documentary series, Meghan Markle dramatically reenacted the first curtsy given to Queen Elizabeth II, exaggerating the gesture theatrically while laughing during the retelling. Meghan Markle compared the royal experience to medieval times, turning what many royal supporters viewed as a deeply respectful institutional tradition into a comedic anecdote for streaming audiences worldwide. The backlash was immediate and ferocious, because Queen Elizabeth II was no ordinary public figure in Britain. Queen Elizabeth II represented continuity, sacrifice, discipline, and national endurance for generations of people who lived through wars, economic crises, political upheaval, and enormous cultural transformation during her reign. Millions of viewers did not interpret Meghan Markle's reenactment as harmless humor. They interpreted the scene as mockery directed toward a woman who had personally welcomed Meghan Markle into the monarchy despite enormous institutional pressure and public scrutiny. And that is the moment the emotional conflict surrounding Meghan Markle stopped being primarily about personality and became about respect itself. Could Meghan Markle adapt to monarchy? That question no longer mattered. Could Meghan Markle genuinely respect monarchy? That became the defining issue instead. Meanwhile, Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued gaining enormous public sympathy precisely because their public image moved in the opposite direction entirely. Prince William projected institutional loyalty. Catherine, Princess of Wales, projected disciplined composure. Even during moments of extraordinary tension and grief, the Wales family appeared emotionally anchored to service rather than personal visibility. And the sharper that contrast became, the more isolated Prince Harry and Meghan Markle appeared from the emotional core of the monarchy itself. Perhaps that is why these clips continue circulating years later. Not because every individual moment proves something catastrophic on its own, but because together the footage constructs a larger emotional story many audiences now believe instinctively. A story where Meghan Markle entered the royal family not as someone willing to adapt herself to the institution, but as someone who expected the institution to adapt entirely around her instead. And the final chapter of this story may be the most revealing of all, because once audiences stopped seeing Meghan Markle's public controversies as accidental and started seeing them as personality patterns, the Sussex brand itself began changing permanently in the eyes of millions. So before we break down how these moments reshaped Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's global reputation long-term, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the final section exposes why the camera may have become Meghan Markle's greatest enemy after all. What ultimately made these Meghan Markle moments so destructive was not the individual incidents themselves, because celebrity culture survives awkward clips every single day without permanent damage. Public figures snap at assistants. Cameras catch uncomfortable expressions. Royal events become tense under enormous pressure. Any one of these moments alone could have faded quietly into internet noise within a week. But Meghan Markle faced a far more dangerous problem by the end of her royal journey, because audiences no longer viewed the clips separately anymore. Audiences began stitching the footage together into a single psychological narrative, and once that happens, every new appearance stops being interpreted independently and starts being treated like further confirmation of an already established pattern. That is the real reason the camera eventually became Meghan Markle's greatest enemy. Because cameras never only capture what public figures intend to project. Cameras capture hesitation. Cameras capture impatience. Cameras capture the split second between expressions when emotional control slips before performance returns. And over time, many viewers became convinced that Meghan Markle's carefully polished humanitarian image kept colliding with flashes of visible irritation, superiority, and emotional coldness that appeared impossible to fully hide once public scrutiny intensified. Now ask yourself honestly for a moment, why did Catherine, Princess of Wales, survive years of intense media pressure without generating the same mountain of viral rude moment compilations? Because public perception is rarely shaped by perfection. Public perception is shaped by consistency. Catherine, Princess of Wales, built trust slowly through emotional steadiness. Even critics of the monarchy often acknowledge that Kate Middleton rarely appears visibly reactive during uncomfortable situations. Whether facing intrusive photographers, difficult public engagements, or tense royal moments, Catherine, Princess of Wales, usually projects calm restraint rather than visible irritation. Meghan Markle, however, often appeared emotionally reactive the moment situations drifted outside carefully managed framing. And that distinction gradually transformed the public comparison between the two women into something devastating for the Sussex brand itself. Because in the beginning, Meghan Markle and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were frequently compared through the lens of style, popularity, and modern influence. But by the end, audiences increasingly compared Meghan Markle and Catherine, Princess of Wales, through the lens of discipline versus performance. Catherine, Princess of Wales, came to symbolize composure under pressure. Meghan Markle increasingly became associated with emotional volatility, caught accidentally by cameras during moments she likely assumed would never become major headlines. Then another dangerous shift happened. The internet stopped treating Meghan Markle's controversial clips as isolated gossip and started treating them as behavioral evidence. Every facial expression became proof. Every awkward interaction became confirmation. Every moment involving Prince Harry, Queen Elizabeth II, Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, charity workers, veterans, or palace staff immediately entered a growing archive audiences already believed emotionally. And once the public begins building that kind of psychological profile around a celebrity, reversing the narrative becomes almost impossible because viewers start filtering every future action through the same emotional framework. That is why even Meghan Markle's attempts to reclaim control through documentaries, interviews, and Netflix storytelling often produced mixed reactions rather than sympathy. For supporters, Meghan Markle remained a woman unfairly scrutinized by an institution resistant to change. But for critics, the interviews and media appearances only intensified the perception that Meghan Markle constantly positioned herself at the emotional center of every conflict regardless of circumstance. Queen Elizabeth II's funeral became about tension with the royal family. Humanitarian visits became debates about body language. Charity appearances became conversations about attention-seeking behavior. Even moments intended to project humility or vulnerability often generated renewed accusations of performance rather than authenticity. And perhaps the most revealing part of this entire story is what happened to Prince Harry's public image during the same period. Prince Harry once possessed one of the strongest emotional connections to the British public of any modern royal figure. After Princess Diana's death, Millions viewed Prince Harry as emotionally open, relatable, and deeply human compared to the traditional stiffness often associated with monarchy. But as controversy surrounding Meghan Markle intensified, Prince Harry increasingly appeared trapped between defending Meghan Markle publicly and visibly managing uncomfortable moments in real time during appearances. The balcony correction, the tense hand interaction, the awkward body language during ceremonies. Over time, Prince Harry stopped looking like the rebellious, confident prince reshaping monarchy and started looking emotionally exhausted by permanent conflict itself. And audiences noticed that transformation immediately, because public sympathy often follows emotional stability. Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, projected continuity, restraint, and institutional composure even during periods of family fracture and extraordinary public pressure. Meanwhile, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle increasingly projected turbulence, grievance, and visible tension across interview cycles, streaming projects, and viral public moments. Whether fair or unfair, that emotional contrast became central to how millions of people interpreted the modern royal divide. Perhaps that is why these rude moments continue circulating online years later with such intensity. Not because every clip proves malicious intent beyond doubt, but because together the footage feeds a larger emotional story audiences already believe instinctively. A story where Meghan Markle entered the royal family expecting admiration without fully embracing the discipline required to survive inside the institution itself. A story where visibility gradually became more important than restraint. A story where the performance remained polished while the unguarded moments underneath told a completely different narrative. And in the end, that may be the deepest irony surrounding Meghan Markle's relationship with cameras altogether. The Duchess of Sussex built enormous influence through visual storytelling, through interviews, documentaries, curated photography, red carpet appearances, and carefully crafted emotional imagery designed to control narrative perception globally. Yet the moments that damaged Meghan Markle most severely were often the unscripted ones, lasting less than 3 seconds. Tiny flashes of irritation or coldness captured accidentally while the public mask briefly slipped away. So now the question passes to you. Do you believe Meghan Markle has genuinely been misunderstood and unfairly overanalyzed for years? Or do these repeated clips reveal a consistent pattern the cameras simply could not hide forever? Drop your thoughts below, because this royal debate is far from over, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and the hidden psychology behind the palace cameras, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay with us for the next royal documentary, because sometimes the most revealing royal moments are the ones nobody intended the world to notice at all.